Good morning, Mr. President, members of the board. Good morning, young men and women. We're all excited that you're here, and we know that you are all proud products of St. Louis Public Schools and the city of St. Louis, as I am. I have 2 children as well in St. Louis Public Schools. And as you look behind me this morning, ladies and gentlemen, these are young men and women, and often in our society we blame young men and women for the failures of our society, and we are not doing that today. In fact, we are recognizing them because they have been recognized by other adults in their lives as people who are not giving the minimum, as people who have leadership potential. And also at this time, I would ask them if they feel that it is appropriate that by a round of applause, we give thanks to their parents and the helpful adults in their lives who are recognizing them and are giving them so much that they are here today. They are all part of the community education program in St. Louis Public Schools, and of course, as we know, they are always in need of resources, helpful resources. Also, there are adults, even though we are seeing today in many instances in our colleges, some adults that may have strayed, they are having many helpful adults who are showing them their way. I remember back to my high school years, and Alderman Ortman, I know that you remember this as a fellow Dutchman at Cleveland High School. One of the things that we had on our insignia on the front of our podium at all times was courtesy, loyalty, honesty, and industry. It was a number of years ago, and I still remember those. Part of what you are doing is striving for excellence. You are learning, and however, you're also willing, I hope, to take some reasonable risks. You know, Albert Pujols, if he goes to the plate, 2 out of 3 times he misses. And for some people, they would view that as failure. He will undoubtedly be recognized as going into the Hall of Fame because 1 out of those 3 times he hits and he makes it. And we hope that you are not averse to reasonable failure. Failures you remember. I was sharing with my older daughter the other day something, and she couldn't believe that I still remembered this, that I believe it was in 6th grade, that on a constitutional question, U.S. constitutional question, I did not know what lower and upper house was. That was the one question that I got wrong. Do I remember any of the other questions? Of course not. But we all learn from those mistakes. So any of the mistakes that you are making, if they are reasonable, well thought out, are good to look at. And you are also looking at things that are bigger than yourselves. It's not all about us. It's about everyone else who's surrounding us. The danger sometimes is to mistake confidence, which I hope you all have a confidence, I know you do because you've been recognized for that confidence of leadership, that you are being well prepared, that you are preparing yourselves. So confidence is great, but being egotistical or selfish can be sometimes mistaken for that. What you are doing is giving back to your neighborhoods, giving back to your schools, giving back to your families. So it is with great joy that we are here to present to you this resolution today. I know that you also probably, Dr. Wyndham, is Dr. Wyndham here to present? If you would have a few words, Dr. Wyndham, to talk about these great people and the great programs that you have in St. Louis Public Schools.
Thank you, Alderman Schmidt. Good morning, and thank you for the privilege of speaking with you briefly this morning. Several things. One, the young people behind me are a manifestation of the work that we do in community education, reflecting the partnership that has existed for 44 years between the city of St. Louis and the St. Louis Public Schools. Secondly, these young people, their parents, and the residents who live in the communities from which they come are our common constituents. So it makes sense for us to continue a strong partnership in providing the buoyancy that they need to be successful, as well as strengthening the ability of their parents and their neighbors to support them and enhance their quality of life and community. And lastly, in these very chambers in which I happen to be some 44 years ago, when your predecessors made the decision to embrace one another, the other being the St. Louis Public Schools, and providing this support through partnership, was a good idea then, a better idea now. In this environment of shrinking resources, it makes sense to use public facilities, the schools, as bases of operations for service providers and communities to have a point of service delivery, known as full-service schools. We ask for your continued support. We ask for a continued strong partnership, and we trust that the future will cause us to be together, although I may not be here 44 years from today. Once again, thank you for your time.
Also like to just join in thanking Mr. Wyndham and other members, Curtis Royston, and some other members of the staff and volunteers that make this program possible. It is a phenomenal program. It's a true asset to the city of St. Louis. Also to the young men and women, I really thank you for stepping up and being leaders, and as it says on your shirts, student ambassadors. And you know, we really thank you for being the leaders within you know, your student body and working to make St. Louis a better place and helping to keep people on the right path. Stay strong, stay vigilant, and keep doing what you're doing. Thank you.